And this is real small. But if you look at this, all the different names or pronunciations that we have today came strictly out of Europe, predominantly Germany. And we know who were there. Russia. Different parts of Europe. You have it? And I'm saying this because some of our people really believe that that's his name. Like Jehovah or Yahweh is the Most High's name. And didn't research past their religion or teacher. Here is, now don't forget, Satan or Jehovah. Should I be able to do that? Yes. And I'm going to show you how. Satan or Jehovah promised that they would go to the Most High. Be like the Most High. Sit on his throne. This particular, let me get it here. This particular symbol you see right here is the name of Jehovah at a Norwegian church. It's like a Masonic church. Now you can't see it too clear here, but this is showing a pyramid going into the stars as Satan promised to do. To ascend into the stars. You see that? Now, I blew it up. Here's the same symbol blown up in Europe on a Norwegian church showing Jehovah going into the stars as Lucifer promised he would do. To set his throne above the Most High. To take down the Most High. See that? And that's Jehovah. I and J's are synonymous. That's your YHWH. That's not it. The Tetragrammaton at the 5th chapel of the Palace of Versailles in France. It so happened the same promise is being fulfilled in France with the Tetragrammaton at the 5th chapel. Here's the all-seeing pyramid inside the sun rays going into the clouds, as you can see here. And inside the pyramid, what do you see? You see Jehovah or Yahweh or Yahweh. Jah, which is God or sacred one. Hova, mischief, wickedness, ruin. In France. And these are all Masonic churches and Masonic buildings. You got that? You got it? Okay. It don't stop there. The Tetragrammaton Yahweh intended to pronounce Adonai, the Tetragrammaton. Here it is again, the pyramid, and this so happens to be, this particular one here is in Venice. Okay? It's in Europe, and it shows the all-seeing pyramid with the same name of the Tetragrammaton going out into space. Going out into the clouds. So did Satan deceive the whole earth into believing he was the Most High? Very cunning serpent. Okay. Now these churches that I'm mentioning here have history, prominent history from the early 1500s, 1600s. So, here's an amulet that the knights and the kings would get under the Masonic order. Here's the amulet they would get. That's an amulet that they would get if you were knighted or a king was appointed. And we know that the kings was working under Masonic orders, right? Now you might look at this and say, well, it's like a nice little charm. There's nothing to it. We blew it up. And what you have the name of the tetragrammaton inside the sun. Okay? So the kings would put this on, the Masonic kings. Now mind you, this is all up in Europe, and the Most High say his name is dreadful among the heathen. Okay? Here it is, here's a church in Switzerland, a Roman Catholic church. And in the cathedral, you have several Borgia, who they put up to be Christ. Supposed to be the 12 disciples, and whose names you have right there under the 6-pointed star. Because you have 3 stars top and 3 stars bottom. When you do the connect, it's a 6-pointed star in the Catholic Church. With the all-seeing owl under who? Jehovah. Right? I blew it up. Jehovah is the same as the tetragrammaton Yhwh. Now you mean to tell us that the Catholic Church God is the God of all gods? He's the God of the Hebrews? This is interchangeable with the Jewish Masoretes Yhwh from the tetragrammaton. Okay? Let's get back into the Bible, and there's a few other things we have to show you. One other thing. This is big. We don't suggest you get this book because it's a lot of good information, but there's some bad information in it too, because it's the book of a dictionary of angels, including fallen angels. Okay, we went into this book for study purposes only. We don't suggest people get this book because it's a lot of stuff in here that's just out of this world. But we're going in here to show you that the people that are on the left-hand side is calling on the name the Hebrews have taken as their God. Okay? I'm going to get Jehovah out of this book. Jehovah, which is synonymous with Jehovah or Yahweh. What did it say right here, brother? You just read it right here.
Yhwh. One of the many names of Metatron.
One of the many names of Metatron. What? Jehovah, which is the same as the tetragrammaton. One of the many names of Metatron. Right? So you might ask, Metatron, that don't mean anything to me. Who's Metatron? Let's go into this book and find Metatron. What did this say, brother?
Metatron. El Shaddai.
Metatron is El Shaddai. So we need to stay away from that name too. Read it.
Reproduced from Mathers, the greater key of Solomon.
The greater key of Solomon. Because we know Solomon went off and started dealing with the same wicked gods. Who's Metatron? Here he is, brothers and sisters. Here's your Yhwh.